Hello, I'm Dominic, the Sake Geek, and as we are in the depths of winter at the moment, I decided to dedicate the first in a series of videos about myths surrounding sake to hot sake. Now the myth I often encounter about hot sake is that hot sake is bad sake. If you're drinking it warm, it's because there's something wrong with that sake, and the only way to get it down is to heat it up. Now, certainly that is a truth in some cases, but as you may have guessed, I'm here to tell you that no, that is not universally true. And so to explore the idea a bit further, I've invited some friends to join me in tasting 3 sakes that were all brewed to be heated, but for different reasons. To make it fun, we'll see if they can guess which one has been heated to conceal a flaw and which have been heated to reveal some inner deliciousness. And so before we meet my friends, let's first meet our sake. The first sake is a futsushu, a table sake. Now futsushu run the gamut from just plain harsh to drinkable. So because these are my friends, I chose an acceptable one. This is a Gekkeikan sake from the Fushimi ward of Kyoto City. Now this is not considered a premium sake, which means there is much less rice used in the production. And to compensate for that, they add much more distilled alcohol than might be normally, and probably some other ingredients too to add some sweetness or depth to the sake to make up for using less rice. And it's made in very big batches, and while it's not premium, the other side of that is it's affordable and it's quite easy to drink if you heat it up, but I wouldn't recommend it any other way. Now flavor-wise, there's not a lot going on here. It's smooth, but the alcohol is very low, only 13%. And when you make it hot, it tastes okay. It's a good sake for drinking in a social setting with large groups when the sake itself is not the focus of the meal. So this one is heated to conceal. Next is a junmai shu from Izumibashi Shuzo in Kanagawa Prefecture. This is the Akatombo, or red dragonfly sake cup. It's a premium sake. There's no alcohol added, just rice, water, yeast, and koji, and the rice has been polished to 70%. Now, this brewery is in a region of Kanazawa Prefecture where rice has been grown for centuries. And so they brew their sake to do justice to the quality of the rice that's grown there. And you can really taste it. There's a lot of rice on the nose in this sake and a lot of rice on the palate. And it's a rich sake with great depth of flavor and some earthy aromas as well. And the final sake we'll be tasting tonight is this one. It's a Tokubetsu Junmai from Dewazakura Shuzo in Yamagata Prefecture. This is another premium sake labeled as a tokubetsu, or a special junmai sake. And the special aspect of this sake in particular is the rice has been polished down to 55% of its original size, which means it could qualify as a junmai ginjo sake. And because of the higher polish, there's a much lower acidity, but you don't sacrifice any depth. This is a lighter bodied junmai that still has some solid depth, and as well some very complex and intriguing aromas on the nose. When you warm this one up, it really comes to life. And so if you want to learn more about these sake, please scroll down underneath the video. You can see some more information there. And there you have it. So now that we've met our sake, let's meet our friends. Okay, so here we are with my wife Brittany and my friend Sam.
Hi. Hello.
We're getting ready to taste some hot sake today. And what we're going to do is we're going to taste 3 different kinds of sake. One of them is going to be a table sake or sub-premium sake, and the other 2 are going to be premium sakes. The difference being, one is made to be enjoyed warm because it's really not the premium quality, and the other 2 are made to be enjoyed warm because warming enhances the flavor profile and the aroma of the sake. So I'm going to put it to these 2 to try to guess which one is the table sake and which 2 are the premium sakes.
Winning.
Okay, so ready?
Yeah.
All right, here's the first sake.
Okay. Gambe.
Oh, kanpai.
Kanpai.
This is a very familiar taste to me. And now that it's in my mouth and out of my palate, I feel very warm. Do you get a lot of warmth?
It has a little bit of like an alcoholic taste, you know, like a sort of...
There's alcohol coming out of the cup, and there's alcohol going down, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, can you?
But you
taste
know what I
anything?
mean when I say that, though, right? Like in that
Yeah.
It's
sort
very
of-
smooth. It's very smooth and light. It doesn't feel very harsh.
Right.
It's not like a rubbing alcohol feeling.
It doesn't linger too long in my palate.
No,
Okay.
it's very fresh and light.
I think this one is like, it's not, for me, it's not the most interesting thing. Like, I don't think that there's, from what I'm tasting, I don't taste a lot of depth.
I agree with you. I don't think there's a whole lot of depth
There's-
to this one.
It's just that light sweetness, crispness almost, and then that's that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're ready for sake number 2. And before we do that, I wanted to ask you guys, when you hear hot sake, what is the first thing that comes to mind for you?
I always think about like the hot kind of rocket fuel sake
Ooh.
that goes along with it.
So you have bad associations with
Yeah,
hot
it's
sake.
overall it's bad. It's like kind of fun, and a little bit funny, but like bad too. You know what I mean? Everyone kind of like, it was like a bit of an ongoing joke about the hot sake.
I used to work at a Chinese restaurant. We served sake. All the sake we served was cheap, like very poor quality, and it got heated up in the same microwave to varying temperatures depending on who was heating it up and how much they remembered to check it, and then we would serve it. And it always tasted like hot rubbing alcohol with a little bit of sugar thrown in.
And so how do you feel about that first sake? Did that?
Oh, that was nowhere near.
Nowhere near
That
that,
was
okay.
way above the level of the sake that I remember from working at that Chinese restaurant in the US.
Okay. When I think of hot sake, I think of, I don't remember drinking it all the time because usually when you drink it, it's like a very casual kind of situation, a very social situation. You're almost like not even thinking about what you're drinking. So, we got the next sake, and we give it a try.
Cool.
This one has a lot more flavor than the last one we had.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot more depth going on there.
there's depth and it's
And
very,
there's a lot more smell to it as well.
very soft.
Mm.
Very soft.
Mm. I would say it's very soft too. And an easy finish.
I feel like this one has a little bit more of a, on the finish, it has a little bit more of a burn to it than the last one did. The last one was so smooth, it was like, there was nothing after drinking it. Now there's that hint, not a lot, but a hint of like, oh, there's definitely alcohol in that.
Bright.
But this one's bright, but this one feels like it has a little bit more of a buttery thing on my palate because it's taking up more space. It's activating more taste buds than
Isn't
the
it?
last
It's really
one.
filling.
It's very filling.
Yeah.
What I do notice is when it goes in my mouth, like it's, like you were saying, like I can kind of taste it.
It's spreading around.
I can feel an effect like all over my tongue. Yeah.
And it's getting back there. It's getting to the
It hits
the
all
umami
the taste.
place.
Yes, like that.
Nice.
Ooh, this is really rich. This makes me want to eat.
It's really rich.
We're ready for the third and final sake of our sake myth investigation. Number 3, kanpai.
Hi.
Kanpai.
That one smells good. Has like a umami smell. That one's my favorite.
Wow,
Mm.
there's a lot going on there, and it's all good.
I like that one a lot. That one has like almost like a meatiness to it, or like a mushroomy kind of thing.
Definitely the most flavorful.
Definitely the most flavorful.
This
Of
is
the
like
three.
my kind
Hands
of
down.
sake, you know that. I like
Hands
this.
down.
And there's definitely depth. And for me, this is very obviously a rice drink. You know, I can almost taste the rice.
Oh, I like that.
Nothing floral or fruity about
No,
it. Just-
it's almost woody, honestly.
I think the bottle might be
And there's
have some age on it too. It kind
Yeah.
of tastes like it's a bit,
It does.
not in a bad way, but
No, in the way it's supposed to be.
very settled.
It has almost like a kind of what kind of word would I say? Like a metal sort of. If it was like. If it had like a almost like a metal kind of, not in a bad way though, in a really really good way.
Is it a heavy metal flavor?
It's like
Heavy metal? This could be it. Number 3 is the heavy metal sake.
Heavy metal. Here's to heavy metal sake.
There is something, I guess, there's a mineral quality to
Yes.
it. Okay, so now that we've had all 3 sake, we're going to try to guess which one is the table sake, the futsushu, and which ones are the premium sake. So, just so we know which bottles are which, so you can cast your vote with your cup, This is Gekkeikan from Fushimi in Kyoto City. This is a table sake. There's nothing premium about it. It is still, in my opinion, quite enjoyable to drink. This is the Izumibashi Junmai Dragonfly Cup. So this is considered a premium sake, definitely made to be enjoyed warm. And this is the Dewa Sakura Ikkon Special Junmai, Tokubetsu Junmai. So if you were going to rank them, this would probably be the most premium, and Izumibashi as well, being a Junmai, would be a premium sake. And the Gekkeikan from Fushimi is the table sake, your everyday sake, the hot sake. So,
I'm just gonna put my cups out there. I'm gonna just go for it.
okay, so your order
Cast my
then
vote.
is first, second, third.
Yes.
Okay.
This one first. And I think I had this one second.
You're
And I
going
think
with
I had
my
this
vote.
one- Yeah.
Piggybacking, huh?
Same thing. Yeah, but that's really what I think.
First sake that we had, the one that we all thought was kind of alcohol smelling. None of you said that for any of the other sakes. The first one that we had was actually the Gekkeikan, the table sake, the stereotypical hot sake. But the other two, if you know something about this sake, you can probably guess if you're right or wrong. This is coming from Kanagawa Prefecture in a region that has been growing rice for millennia, and they're very proud of the rice that they grow there. And so when they brew the sake, they want it to be very rice forward. And so the Izumibashi was the last one that we had. That was really full flavored and rich and had a lot of depth. So that one was number.
Wait, the last one or the second one?
What was
There we
number
go. Ding.
3?
There we go.
And so the second one was the
Ah.
Dewa Sakura
We
Junmai
got everything
Ikkon.
We got it all wrong. We got it all wrong.
It's not about being right or wrong. It's about
I just thought the
Enjoying the
fancy
sake.
bottle.
Fancy bottle, right? I was like jam jar for sure. The jam jar.
Fancy
did not
bottle,
have-
fancy taste.
Well,
That,
although
yeah.
this one has some accolades. This is like the gold medal winner in the Junmai competition.
Really?
Thank you for playing.
Yes.
I'm Dominic, the Sake Geek. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. We will be doing this, releasing videos every 2 weeks. So please tune in for more next time. Until then, kanpai.
Come
Bye.